Hello. This is part 4 with Ultraviolent 4. We're playing a Ghoul Ice Elementalist, and we are currently being carried by Yred. Sort of sitting back and relaxing, and let Yred take us for a ride. I don't know where I'm going with this. I feel like it's gonna get awkward. Okay, it occurs to me that in all my gushing over Yred, I haven't even mentioned this ability here, Injury Mirror. I think I could count the number of times that I've used this ability on one hand. Let me see. I've got 5 fingers, so probably, yep. It reflects damage taken for a short duration, hurting attackers whenever damage is taken, and reducing your piety depending on the amount of damage dealt. If you think of... what are those guys called? I'm having a blank. Death Knights. Yes. When Death Knights do the Pain Mirror, that's what they're doing. So, the reason that it's not so good, or at least I don't use it so often, is first of all, it costs you a lot of piety. As you take more damage, it takes more and more piety. So that's the first reason. The second reason is that it's not a great strategy as far as crawl goes. If your means of hurting an enemy is to be taking damage yourself, I'm going to say that maybe you want to rethink your life and maybe prefer avoiding damage. I don't know. Anyway, so I don't use that very often. It's a tool that we have, but I don't know, there might be some niche situations where we could use it, but it probably won't even occur to me because I don't even see it normally when I look at this list. Alright, so we finished our lair off in the last one. So the next major place we're going to be going to is Orc. Before we do that though, we've got Ogrebs at 17%, so just a little bit more poison magic would make that just a bit more castable. So I think we're going to go do a little bit more of the dungeon. We've been to 11, we'll do at least 12 and maybe 13 as well. Okay, so I feel like I may as well just call our other Phantasmal Warrior to us. Okay, we got Race. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure our warriors just... they're gonna beat basically most things at this point in the game. Even one of them probably would. But to have two together, they definitely will. Except maybe an Entropy Weaver. I don't know if they can beat those guys. This is an Ant Vault, so it might have Entropy Weavers. Also, this... we have the potential here to get like just an insane... yeah, there's an Entropy Weaver. Alright, so never mind. Let's not do that then. So I'm just going to call my friends to us. No, we want them to get this guy. Just so they don't fight off screen and then end up dying. Hey, we got a Skeletal Warrior. That's cool. I like how this guy looks really funny with the corrosion icon on him. Anyway, I'm pretty sure our Phantasmal Warriors would beat an Entropy Weaver. Well, we can find out. Tell them to get this guy. Ooh, I don't know that they are. You might kill one of them. You did? Yeah. Okay, rip. Well, we got our poison magic to 5, but really, it's kind of showcasing Yred somewhat in that at this stage, it's too late at night. It's close to midnight, and something evil is watching over you. At this stage in the game, Entropy Weavers would be terrifying, but here it was only scary because we might have lost... well, we ended up, but the scariness was really to our followers, not us. But that's okay. You don't get attached to your red followers, because they don't have names. It's not like BO where Let's not fight them all at once. It's not like BO where you build up your guys, you train them, they get stronger, they get a name, and you get attached to them. The Yred ones are all just the same, really. And then he'll just replace them, so yeah. You don't have to be too sad. You could buff this god quite a lot if you allowed the undead to get names. I don't know, it might be a nerf. I feel like there are definitely BO times where I have died, or at least nearly died, because I wanted to save my dudes. Man. Yeah, entry weavers are silly. He basically just beat the Skeletal Warrior while all the other zombies were here as well, and then nearly beat the Phantasmal Warrior afterwards. How are we going? 13 on Orgrebs, and it's no longer yellow, so yeah. Looking like we're going to be on track for Orc once we clear this floor. We've never seen a shop, I think. Correct. I don't mind taking one round of barbs. Just to get back around the side. I've got even more. Ugh. How did he hit us through all of that stuff? A scarf. Our cloak is a +1 cloak. This is a scarf of cloud immunity. Yeah. I'd really rather just have the 2 extra AC that comes from the cloak. Plus the one extra base AC on the cloak is also... It's also being magnified by our armor skill. Whereas, I don't know, I don't think there are too many great uses for the cloud immunity one. Hey, more Skeletal Warriors. Because what is there? You can get... I can see it being useful against poison clouds and swamp. But beyond that, I don't know. Maybe miasma clouds in some certain vaults. Does it work on calcification? That might be a really niche case. If you see a Catopopus, you just take it off. Sorry, you put it on. Ugh, words are hard today. I'm gonna make a macro for my Orgrebs. So that's on 3. Okay. 1 is to... Oh no, that was my Orgrebs macro. Okay. Never mind. Alright, so we've got recall? No. Freeze, Orgrebs, and recall. Okay, alright, we're good. I think let's head into Orc then. Steam Dragon. Interesting. May as well just chop him up. Hello, 2-headed ogre. When I call... Oh, that's it. These are just the followers we have. Alright. I'm waiting for us to get to 5 piety. And then we'll be able to enslave soul. Alright. So... I don't know if I want to bring these guys down or tell them to wait here. I guess bring them down. It gives us some extra protection. Just in case there's a... I don't know, say a sorcerer sitting here or something. This is the only stair we've got as well. It's a little bit of a claustrophobic Orc 1. We only have 2 magic mapping, so I don't really want to waste one of those. But we have a lot of digging, so I don't actually mind just trying to guess a direction and seeing if we can just sort of bust open the other side. I think it's most likely to be this way. Looks like we were... Oh, there we go. Alright, so we used a few wand of digging charges, but I feel like this makes the floor safer. Because we'll get more of the stairs accessible to us. rather than being trapped around that one stair. Alright, and we're just gonna pull all these guys back. Well, that was the plan anyway. We can recall our dudes back to us. Alright, so let's start going with the ogrebs. And I'm not really worried about orcs, even with all these priests. At any time we pretty much press AD to drain life and we're going to get full HP again. And also, with large packs like this, as we start killing them, we can animate dead them in the middle of the fight. And then our army will grow. Okay. Let's eat one, so we're no longer starving. And something which we perhaps should have done, because I got a bit adventurous at the end of the last one and decided to try on the artifact scale mail we were carrying around, but I didn't try the weapons. Let's do a bit of that. Maybe one of these will have 2 pips of MR. Maybe. Not where, wield. That's a +9 short sword, but it's int -3. Not so good for us trying to cast spells with a low int race. Morningstar. This one has drain on it, but also has 2 points of MR. So that did have the double MR I was after. That makes us pretty much immune to being paralyzed in here. So I like that. It means that we lose our extra magic points that come from our, what's it called, Staff of Power. But at least while we're in Orc, I don't mind this, because we also can see, there you go, so we get the Orc Sorcerer and he is a 0% paralyzed chance. I noticed that we also just made it to 5 points of piety, so we do have access to Enslaved Soul now. We've got a 14% chance to fail it. And we've been training our invocations ever since we started worshipping Yred. If you're someone who doesn't like invo so much on Yred, you probably can't cast it around this time, but it's a really strong ability. So you get to have one spectral thing following you at a time. If you enslave a second soul, it will just take the place of the first. It needs to be an intelligent creature as well. Let's see. What will the bot tell us about it? Enslave soul. Has to be human intelligence. And it also has to have 81% or more of its max HP. Yeah. Okay, so once it gets hurt, it's too late. You have to get it beforehand. You also have a time limit, which scales with your invocations. So again, if you have no invo and you get it off, you only have a couple of turns to try to kill the thing, in which case it will be too late. If you do kill it though, while it's enslaved, you get a spectral version, and spectral versions still keep the spell set. So things that you want to enslave, uniques are very good, especially ones that have smites or things that can target from the back. So Gastronok is really good, or Saint Roker is really good, because even when they can't reach enemies, they'll still do things. Other good uniques, ones with summons, ones that can hex things. And then also there are some certain enemies. So an Orc Sorcerer is a good example, not a unique, but does those sorts of things. So it has Paralyze, it has Bolts of Draining and Fire, which are powerful, and then it can summon demons. So they make for good targets. But there are other normal monsters, such as later in the game, Frost Giants or Fire Giants are good. Also things like the Deep Troll Mages are really awesome, because they have Might Other and Haste Other, so they buff up your other undead. Deep Troll Mage. Is that the correct one? Dunno. I thought they were called Deep Troll Mages. I don't know. Alright, well anyway, we're gonna try to enslave this guy. I'm getting closer. Oops, I want to say TS to stop attacking, because I don't want them to start hurting him before we enslave Soul. I probably could have done it beforehand, and in fact the slowness in my doing it has caused our Phantasmal Warrior to nearly die. But now we're gonna go. So we want to enslave Soul. Let's get him. Did we get it? Okay, so his soul is now ripe for the taking. This might be another one that I should make an icon for, because you can't actually tell. But anyway, so we need to kill him now. So I guess we're freezing him. Alright, good guys. We got him? Okay, good. And something that's kind of buggy is that when you do enslave things, their summons don't disappear and they don't become friendly. So it's, I feel like that's not correct behavior, but that is what happens. So we now have a Spectral Orc Sorcerer. We can call him to us with our recall ability. He can also go up and down stairs with us. Is there more to this floor? Yeah, we still only uncovered 2 of the stairs. Well, I feel like based on the geometry of our map, it's either... I'm going to say it's up here rather than down there. Although I don't know why I'm saying that. They're both sort of roughly equal areas. Well, maybe let's try this stair. Let's have a look first before we start digging around. Yeah, okay. Well, we're right near this other stair. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to abuse our Yred stair dancing. So we're going to tell everyone to stay here with TG, and then we're basically just going to stair dance everything up. And then we could start fighting, or we could also start walking back, because that's a lot of dudes hitting us at once. Alright. Not that I'm that afraid, because as always, we have... I'm really bad with names tonight. I just can't remember the names of anything. We have Drain Life. Yeah, anytime we're dying, as long as there are a couple of guys on screen, we can drain their lives. Alright, these guys I'll kill down here, because then we get the start of a weak zombie army. And we got gifted a vampire. That's cool. That's an Orc Warlord. Summon some Ice Beasts. What has he got? Battle Axe of Freezing. And let's call our friends to us. Can we acid him? It's not identified, so we're potentially wasting some charges, but I think that's worth it. We missed and we got hit pretty hard. So let's go with the Drain Life. And with this many orcs, watch how insane this is. Back to full health. Crazy. And we killed a whole bunch of stuff. So now if we animate them, Insta Army. Thank you, Yred. And there's something else I wanted to do. What was it? Oh, Ogrebs, right. Yeah, that's right. This whole time we could have been helping out. Our Phantasmal Warrior went down, rip, but that's okay. Alright, good. Any other corpses here? No. Okay, we'll just eat a meat ration. But yeah, that was a very good insight into how crazy Yred is. And it's not like we did anything special. All we did is train invocations and then remember to use Drain Life. So yeah, I want people to realize that this god is actually really powerful. Or at least not difficult to play. You don't need to be afraid of Yred. everything just happens for you. I don't really want my... Okay, well my sorcerer died. The ghost went for the... He realized who the MVP was here. What is this? I didn't even check. He is a deep dwarf hunter who can hit for 46 damage and has a million AC. Alright, well, we'll see how we go. We'll get there eventually. Except we're losing all our best dudes. Will we get there eventually? Maybe. Yeah, okay, we got there. We lost pretty much all of our army and quite a lot of our followers, but we did get there. If you swarm anything with enough stuff over enough time, you will eventually get there. Let's tell this guy to guard the area, and we're just going to stair dance things down. And in fact, that other sorcerer, the Orc Priest died on the way down. Okay, that Orc Sorcerer, I think, as long as he doesn't just get insta-killed like the Orc Priest did, I think I want to enslave his soul again. In the brief time we had that other one, he was pretty good. Yeah. Actually, I should not be killing those up there, because I want the zombies down here. The more difficult place is probably going to be the end vault here on Orc 2. Alright, come on, Sorcerer. Maybe I cheat by enslaving his soul up here before we go down. We fail. Let's go again. We fail. Soul is right for the taking. Alright, let's go. Everyone. Alright, got him. Good. So we're going to get, again, the paralysis and the summons. Let's bring our skeletal warrior to us. Oh, cool. So we summon our zombies from the other parts of the floor. I mean, of course that's how that works, but still it's cool. I wasn't really thinking that would happen. Okay, so this should be the extent of this floor, because we've accounted for all of the downstairs now. Right, and I guess we just auto-explore around. How much more poison are we going to do? We're at 6.4. Maybe we'll go to about 8. That seems pretty good. And then we'll have a... I was going to say non-failable, but as you saw there where we failed multiple 14% in a row, nothing's ever foolproof. But particularly for Spider, it'd be good if it were a really reliable spell. Just freezing stuff. Having the extra MR is really good against these guys too. They can also have paralyze, but here, 0% chance. That's what you want to see. Kind of don't want to take a max damage crystal spear and just die, so I'm going to chuck out a drain life. I don't know. Yeah, okay, so he is the crystal spear type. So this would be another good one to enslave. I think I'm happy with the Orc Sorcerer though. But so this version of an Ogre Mage, he's got Bolt of Fire and Bolt of Cold, which are good. He's got Crystal Spear, and he's got Haste Other, so he will buff your other dudes. But he's also got Blink, which is really annoying, because followers with Blink very often just blink into stupid positions and then die. Alright, and we got gifted a Vampire Knight, which is very powerful. We're starting to get into the more impressive Yred gifts. Let's go another Drain Life. Bam, back to full HP. This god is crazy, I love it. So these guys, they go invis, which is broken in this part of the game, where most monsters can't see invis. They can haste themselves, they can vamp drain to stay alive, and then they can paralyze stuff. Very, very strong. Let's go Ogrebs. I've been kind of forgetting to use it, because basically everything's just being done for us. Well, we're kind of out of mana. And this vault's going kind of crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell everyone with TR to retreat. Because as I'm running, I don't want them to keep fighting and die. And now we're just going to walk back to the stairs. Not that I'm afraid of dying there, but it will be safer. The vampire actually just wins. Well, it would be safer if we had mana. But the vampire is too strong. He's just going to kill everything on his own. Alright, never mind. I don't know why I was afraid. Let's just not, accidentally die to him either. Just check out casual drain life. Is there a corpse somewhere we can eat? Yep. Alright, good. Another wraith. When you get the vampire knights with phantasmal warriors, it works for you just like it does for the enemies. So the phantasmal warriors halve the MR of your enemies, and then they have a better chance of paralyzing them. Just gonna sit here eating some chunks while zombies kill everything. Summon them all to us just so they're not fighting somewhere off screen. Okay. Something is hitting our dude. Can't see who it is. Let's just chuck out... No, we don't need to drain life. Our zombie army is so big that I don't know how we could die here. Alright. Perhaps you see how castable Yred's abilities are as well. We've used a bunch of drain lives. A bunch of drain lives. We've used several enslaved souls, and we're still at 5 points of piety. So yeah, do not be afraid to spam both your invocations training and your drain lives. Okay, I don't really want any of that stuff, I think. That is a +9 gold dragons. Oh, it's Scales of the Dragon King. That is amazingly tempting. That's arguably one of the best armors you can get in the game. It would pretty much mean that we're never casting again, which is fine. As someone who's Yred, you don't need to cast. Because what have you been doing? Basically summoning some ice beasts, and then when enemies get adjacent to us, we freeze them. So, I mean, we could just put this armor on, we'd probably never die, and then we could just start training Unarmed Combat. Maybe. We have never seen a boots, so we're definitely going to pick up just these boots for an extra 2 AC. And let's see what else is in shops. An Amulet of Faith. Okay, well, let's do that. Okay. I think it's probably the correct play to pick up the Dragon's King armor. And we might yet, but I feel like there'll be some amount of you that will be disappointed. That's not an Ice Elementalist. As much as I try to fight that thinking, I know it exists still. Alright, so we're going to drop our Amulet of Magic Regen. Alright, so Amulet of Faith is amazing for 2 reasons. First of all, we'll build up our piety more quickly, so we'll be able to get the really top tier gifts from Yred. We'll be able to spam our drain life even more often with our extra piety, and as with all gifting gods, it means that Yred will gift you followers more often. So it's basically the same thing if you're Orca or you're Trog. An Amulet of Faith makes them give you gifts more often. Same with Nemlex. But yeah, with Yred, that's insane. So I really, really like Amulet of Faith with this god. And what else was there? I don't know. I just saw the Faith and I insta bought it. A +4 Ring of Evasion is really nice. It probably means that we can't all grabs. If we remove our Wizardry Ring, all grabs is at 13. Yeah, okay. I think that's fine. The other spells that we can't cast through Icicle don't really matter. Alright, so let's drop Wizardry. We're going to pick up +4 Evasion. And... oh. Well, that is the Gauntlets of War. Alright, so I think this is laying out ultimately where our character should go. If we get the Gauntlets of War for +5 Slaying, we get the Armor of the Dragon King, and we can use Yred to take us to Zot, and then we'll just tab the Orbs of Fire maybe. Maybe that would be our plan. But we don't have enough gold for them now. Which is also, I think I still would have preferred to buy the Faith Amulet anyway, because we're not going to be attacking probably for a long time. But that is why you should check all the shops before you start buying stuff. It's very tempting to see that first Amulet of Faith and insta-buy it, but you might be then missing out on the Gauntlets of War. Our sorcerer went down again. Okay. That's alright. That's okay. We just get more things. That's the problem with the sorcerers. It's kind of the same as when you're playing Bio. Your high priest and sorcerer followers just tend to die. You have much more luck keeping enslaved uniques alive because they're tankier and have better defenses. Alright, so we're going to go finish the rest of the dungeon now. We still have not found any identify scrolls. So what have we got? We've got that slimy dagger. Let's drop the Flail of Protection. I don't think we're ever going to want that again. And I'm going to say the Uncursed Staff of Energy we're probably never going to bother training Evo for. Alright, and our shopping list looks like this. We've got the Gauntlets of War and the Scales of the Dragon King sitting there. Alright, maybe we will never do them. Maybe just as a point I can just show you Yred without awesome artifacts. But really, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that you can play Yred with anyone doing anything and he will carry you to the dungeon. We've got a few more floors and then what have we got? Spider would be the best. Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, we can't test out this short smoking stuff. The problem with our Cursed Morningstar, it's got the 2 points of MR, that's really good, but it has the drain property on it. So if we try to unequip it, we're going to get drained. Wand of Ice Blast, I guess we can have that. It gives us a bit of AoE that we can't otherwise do, but I'm not going to pick up more of them. Let's get our Vampire Knight with us. This black tile here says that it's probably a treasure trove. Can we even hurt these guys? They're resistant to cold decay, not very. I like how I'm picking up the gold before checking it out. A +3 Fire Dragon Scales. That is a very reasonable thing. Much more reasonable than when we were playing Gozag. I got so excited about it and then remembered that couldn't actually do it. These guys are immune. No, they're just very resistant to cold. But basically our freeze tactic does nothing. But yeah, I was anticipating that our Vampire Knight would just kill it. So we've got a Vampire Knight and 2 Skeletal Warriors. Yeah. They would pretty much be enough to carry us through this stage of the game. And if we get the next followers up as well, it's going to go crazy. And that actually should happen fairly soon because, yeah, faith. Good. Good old Vampire Knight paralyzing for us. I saw the red, I got excited. I thought, Fire Dragon, reach level 15. As tempted as I am to do strength to take us towards the Dragon King scales, let's go in. Let's be a good caster. We got given a Wraith. Dodging to 10. We're gonna keep going. And you scroll /- to see what we don't know. Quite a few. Silence and Torment are pretty valuable because we're immune to Torment, as are all our followers. Silence also in case we meet a dangerous spellcaster. But okay, I guess we'll just wait. Acquirement would be good. Brand Weapon would be kind of useless because we don't have one. And that is random effects. Okay. I don't really like scattershot ones with no Evo training. Maybe if we had no way to deal with Hydras and we were just going into there. This indicates Azrael is probably there. I wonder if he's a good target for Enslaved Soul. I know there are some monsters that are kind of funky. So Ilsu, for instance, you can't ever enslave. I'm pretty sure you can enslave Azrael, but I'm just thinking, I wonder if he's one of those monsters who just does not care about anyone else, so he's just gonna be happy to damnation everyone. I'm not sure, but we could find out. Let's retreat these guys back with TR. Okay, and now they can fight. I didn't want them to be standing on the corner where Azrael can be shooting them, because if he's shooting us, he could be shooting... So if he's shooting them, he could be hitting us too. Poison to 8. That takes Ogrebs to 10%. That's probably good enough. Let's turn that off, and we're going to focus Invocations. That might seem crazy, but you've seen how good Drain Life is, so let's make it even better. Alright, we got given another Vampire Knight. We have RF? Yeah, good. Okay, let's enslave his soul before he dies. You failed to use your ability, come on. Okay, we got him. He's susceptible to cold, yep. So we just give him the freeze. Good, and now we have... Well, I don't know if this is good. We're gonna find out. Maybe he's someone who, yeah, does not care about blowing everyone up. But our Spectral Azrael has Bolt of Fire, Fireball, Call Down Damnation, which is Smite targeted, Hurl Damnation, and Sticky Flame range. So as long as he's not just blowing everyone up, including us, he's going to be really strong. It's been so long we've been waiting for Identify that now I don't really know what I want it on. The potion's almost certainly cancellation. I'm going to say the Acid Wand. Okay, 7 charges, not bad. Right, on to D14. Can't go into vaults yet. I'm going to tell them to I recalled them all, and now I'm going to tell them to wait here. Alright. You can start the floor like this, and then sort of get... Not that these are dangerous enemies, but you could run into the pack of enemies you want to fight, and then recall everyone in. See how Azrael goes. Didn't do anything then. Hey, gloves! Okay, so we're not an unarmed ghoul, but normally gloves pose a bit of a question for you. If you put them on, you lose your +2 slaying from your claws, your ghoul claws. Because we're not doing that, it's easy, we just take the extra AC. But if it's just plain gloves like that and I'm unarmed, I'd probably prefer +2 slay. But if it's some kind of enchanted gloves, or say it's the gloves of gauntlets of war, then it's a bit easier. I'm gonna go with the scroll. Torment, okay. So I'm really happy we didn't waste that. It basically lets us halve the HP of a whole screen worth of living enemies, and then just drain life them to death. Feels good. Let's go the potion. It's experience, okay. Wow, okay. Was not expecting that. So what can we do? We could get 5 evocations? No. Take our invo from 12 to 13.2, that's not so exciting. We could say that we're gonna find a shield one day, at which point our shield will already be at 5. I kind of like that, actually. Because everything else is kind of not that exciting. A bit of fighting to take us from 13 to 14. Eh. We get unarmed to 6. Eh. Yeah, let's put it in shields. Cool. I do want to have a shield at some point. And we still have never seen one, not even a buckler. Well, now if we find a buckler, it'll be free. Near starving. We don't need to eat meat. We'll get something from one of these guys. It's really hard to use all grabs actually, because everything just dies so quickly to all our dudes. Here you go. All grabs. Oh, the value. Oh, we just got given a bone dragon. Sweet. That's really exciting. So this is, I guess you'd call them the tier 1 supporters. Oh, followers rather. So your top tier gifts that Yred gives you are bone dragons and profane servitors. At any given time, you can only have 3 of them. Alright, and these guys, they kill everything in a 3-room game. They even help you in Zop 5, but they tend to die a lot. They're resistant to fire, so they can live against orbs of fire, but I don't know. Anyway, it's still a long way off. Until then, Bone Dragon's just going to kill everything. And then once we start getting the other top guys, especially if you get a Profane Servitor or 2, I think my preferred loadout is probably 1 Bone Dragon and 2 Profane Servitors. Alright, everyone wait here. There's Uruk. And Agnes. Neither of those 2 is, I would say, too amazing as an enslaved soul. I probably prefer having Azrael. Anyway, Agnes might be scary to you if Agnes hasn't even seen me. What are you doing? Okay, well, I'll just go up and heal. But if I didn't have this massive army sitting here, so what's going to happen is we're going to stare dance her up, and then she's just going to disappear. Well, that's the plan anyway. She's actually being very resilient, but yeah. She basically had not much of a chance. Alright, goodbye Hydra. Let's get our health back. And Urug, same fate, I'm sorry. Urug with a double sword. She can have pretty sweet loot. Alright. I mean, so there are some people who prefer to walk around without their army. They do this, some people do this for Yred, some for beer, some do it for both. And then if they get in trouble, then they call it in. I prefer to have just a couple of guys for beer because I'm training them up. But on Yred, where you're not trying to level up your followers, I prefer just to have everyone all the time. Let's do it. Full team, go. Someone has Holy Wrath. Yeah, you convulse. It hurts. Good. More eels. Okay, we can just sort of peace out. Can we? We can all grabs, I guess. It seems so silly. There's an eel in there, and then all these vampires and bone dragons are just charging over there to get them. The spectral dudes can go. Nice. Bolt of fire from Azrael. Sick. And some fireballs. Yeah. Azrael seems like he's pretty good value. Good value for money. As long as he doesn't die. Good. More identify. Let's go, I guess, the slimy dagger. +5 dagger of freeze and int +3. I don't think we're ever going to want that. Wielding a dagger just for 3 extra int sounds really lame. Also, there was something invis there. I didn't even bother putting on my invis ring because the bone dragon and the vampire knights can all see invis. And we just got a second bone dragon. Sick. So we can get one more. I hope we get a profane servitor. But the idea of 3 boner dragons sounds pretty fun too. There's a force maul that I should put on. Well, it's not a force maul. Hey, scroll of requirement. Let's go armor. Crude scale mail. Probably too heavy, but we'll find out. +4. It's R elec, R poison, RC minus, and MR plus. But we can kind of cast in it, not really. If we train some more poison magic, we could. What's that do? So it's 21 AC, 17 EV. Yeah, let's keep disrobing. Actually, just don't really care about what's going on. This is 1919. But we lose RF. Yeah, I think I prefer the one we have. We can already get a lot of this stuff. Our elec we've got on the stuff of air if we really need it. Our poison's irrelevant. And we've already got double MR from our weapon. Go. Yeah. Basically, our character's not really necessary anymore. Beer is gonna do... We just got another vampire knight. Yeah. Faith is actually so insane on this god. A bunch of books. We've got a Book of Unlife, which has necromancy. But really, when you're Yred, you don't need the necromancy school. You get to do it for free. Book of Air. Yeah. Dreams. Maybe Shadow Creatures could be our Zot 5 backup plan. Book of Cantrips potentially lets us have Appetition. What else have we got? Minor Magic has Blink in it. Book of the Dragon. Well, you don't get to be Dragon Form as a ghoul, so that doesn't work anyway. bit of summoning. I don't know. Let's say we'll mark the Book of Dreams. Shadow Creatures is sort of the only long-term plan that I see out of those books. Man, like we went to all this trouble of learning all grabs to make Spider easier, but like 2 Bone Dragons, they're immune to poison. They have really good AC and they hit really hard. They're just gonna kill everything in Spider. Our all grabs is kind of irrelevant. Oh well. I mean, we tried to help. It's not our fault that this god is so overpowered. That looks like I'm dying, but I'm not really. I'm just being lazy because I know that at any time I can just step behind all my dudes. And I'm still just using freeze. It's just we're at our Zot entrance just casually freezing stuff. Keeping it cool. Azrael says, Ultraviolent 4, I like you. Thank you, Azrael. I normally don't like you. You're a very scary unique. But in this case, I like you too. And with that little declaration of mutual liking, I think we're going to wrap this one up. If you join me in the next one, we'll be heading into Spider, where we'll be chasing our first rune. See you then.